Welcome back to my Doctor Who DVD collection, and today it's the 2nd of January 2020, and we're going to go through all my DVDs, and it has changed a lot since November of last year, because as you can see, the Tom Baker one, for example, has expanded, so is the Jon Pertwee as well. We're nearing my completion of what I want to get. There's only 4 left that I want to get, which are Revenge of the Cybermen, Pyramids of Mars, the Android Invasion, and the Talons of Wen-Chiang. Only 4 that I want to get now. And then that will probably do me for the show, because I don't want to be investing in ones that I don't want to get. I'm basically up to Tom Baker's 3rd series, which is series 14. Yeah, that's basically the last series I'm going to get, but I'm not going to get all of it. But yeah, anyway. Let's begin with William Hartnell, and before that we have the TV movies, which I've said before, they're not essential, but they're just good, and they just feel complete. They don't feel different to the show, but they feel like a different perspective of the show, which I do find quite interesting, and they are very good. I rate them 9 out of 10. Then we have the beginning box set, which is obviously an essential box set to get this time. Yeah, very good. 18 episodes. It is a bit redundant now because of the Underwater Menace, the Moon Base, and the Enemy of the World, and the Web of Fear. But still, it's essential because you experience some fantastic episodes on this, like the Crusade, Daleks' Master Plan, Celestial Toymaker, Wheel into Space, and the Faceless Ones and stuff like that. Yeah, very good. And even the Daleks episode 2. And we now have An Unearthly Child, the first Doctor Who story. I rate it a 7 out of 10. Episode 1 is a 10 out of 10. The rest is about 7, so it averages a 7. And yeah, it feels a bit average after episode 1. That's the problem with it. We have The Daleks, which is my favourite Doctor Who story from William Hartnell's run, because I watched it first back in 2013. And I found it amazing. I actually watched the film first, but then I bought this one, and it's amazing. So I rate it a 10 out of 10. Even though episode 5 and 6 does drag sometimes, but just skip out the caving bit, you're all good after that. The Edge of Destruction 2-parter, good 1 8 out of 10. Very good, actually. I do enjoy it. The Keys of Marinus, which I rate an 8 out of 10. Each individual episode, they go to different places, so it kind of keeps the story fresh, but the budget was an issue, and the direction as well. There's a lot of camera errors as well, especially in episode 1. Then we have The Aztecs, which is a 4-parter historical one, pure historical. And I rate it an 8 out of 10 now. Before, I didn't like it that much. I gave it a 6 or a 7, but I'll give it an 8 now on a good rewatch. But I do find it overrated, though. The Sensorites, which feels long, very long, is 6 parts. It feels like the longest William Hartnell one, even though it isn't. And I just don't like it. I rate it a 4 out of 10, maybe a 4.5 or a 5, I don't know. The Reign of Terror, 6.5 out of 10. It's nothing too special, but it's not too bad. Maybe a 7, I don't know. 6.5 for now, but I need to give this one another watch, because I've been watching series 1 gradually. I've watched the first 3, watched the Aztecs, and I need to watch Keys of Marinus, Sensorites, Reign of Terror again. And then we have Planet of Giants, the beginning of series 2 now, and this one I rate a 7 out of 10. Actually, it's solid. I don't know, it don't get talked about a lot. It's a bit of an underrated one, I think. I don't know. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure is what you call it, I think, yeah. A 7 out of 10, why not? Dalek Invasion of Earth, 9 out of 10. There is a lot of, again, direction issues, like in the Keys of Marinus. Direction and camera errors, but I just watched it with... I bought the beginning box set and this at the same time, so I watched this one first. Jumped straight to this, watched it, thought it was good. So yeah, I could rate this one a 9 out of 10. The Rescue, Introduction to Victoria, basically, or Vicky, is the slang name. Yeah, good. Well, not really that good. It's a bit average, really. 5 out of 10. We have The Romans, which is a kind of comedy historical, so I rate this one an 8 out of 10, and I find it very good, actually. It's very comedic, obviously, because it is a comedy episode, really, but I don't know, it's good. The Web Planet, yeah, 2 out of 10. The Space Museum, 5.5 out of 10. I haven't watched it for years, to be fair. I need to watch that one again. The Chase, which I rate 8 out of 10. It's very weird Dalek story. There's some odd things that go on in episode 3 and 4, but overall, I don't know, it's a good concept. It's a fun episode, basically. I just class it as fun and give it an 8 out of 10. The Time Meddler, 9 out of 10. Classic William Hartnell episode. This one, very good indeed. Definitely one to watch. The Ark, it feels like two separate stories in one, but it's just never appealed to me, really. The Gunfighters I haven't watched yet, so I can't really give my thoughts about it. The War Machine's a 9 out of 10. I enjoy this one a lot. Especially a modern 1966 story, and back then it would have felt fresh, but now it feels old, but it's still good though. 9 out of 10. And the 10th Planet is also 9 out of 10, and the introduction to the Cybermen. So that is William Hartnell done then. We now have Patrick Troughton, which again hasn't changed the DVD collection since last time. So we have Power of the Daleks, which is my favourite one of all time. It's just fantastic. The Moon Base, which is also a 10 out of 10, and one of my favourites also. Tomb of the Cybermen, 9 out of 10. It's a very appreciated story now, because Matt Smith saying it's his favourite classic episode obviously means it's high on people's agenda to get. The Ice Warriors, which I find, I don't know, I don't like it as much as these three or the two that's coming after it, but I'll give it a 7 out of 10. The Enemy of the World, classic, 10 out of 10. It's the most James Bond, Patrick Troughton episode you can get, really. And then the Web of Fear, it's a 10 out of 10 also, and I prefer the Web of Fear to the Enemy of the World. The Dominators, which I give a 6 out of 10, I don't know, it's not the best, I need to give this one a watch again, to be fair. The Mine Robber, 6.57, I need to give this one another watch as well, so there's 2 that I need to watch. The Invasion, 10 out of 10, classic stuff here with the Cybermen being introduced really around episode 5, so it feels good that Cybermen come in at the good point. And then we've got Tobias Vaughan, played by Kevin Stoney, who's a big strong point of the story, and obviously the Brigadiers in it as well. The Crotons, 5 out of 10, don't really like this one that much really, there's nothing that appeals to me, it's just average really, probably my least favourite Troughton out of all these. The Seeds of Death Special Edition, I don't know. I haven't even watched one yet, to be fair, so I can't really say my judgment of it. And finally, The War Games, which is a classic 10 out of 10. It's amazing, 10 parts of epicness. Very good indeed. So there we go, that is the 60s done. We now move into the 70s with Jon Pertwee. And yeah, let's begin with Spearhead from Space, a classic one. 10 out of 10, the introduction to the Autons, Jon Pertwee, Liz Shaw, the first one in colour. And tomorrow, episode 1 will be 50 years old, so I'm going to watch the episode tomorrow probably. Doctor Who and the Silurians. I do enjoy it actually, I give it an 8. I don't know. It's not as good as I thought it would be, but it's still an 8 though. I appreciate it at least. And it's definitely above average, but I did feel that it dragged a bit. I did get bored, but I did watch it all in one go, which is probably why. Actually, I might have had a break in between. The Ambassadors of Death. I watched it yesterday, actually, and it's amazing. I give it a 9 out of 10, actually. I was enjoying it the whole way through, actually. And while watching it, I thought I definitely prefer it to the Silurians, which is the one I've watched most recently from Series 7, so I can compare it to that. And yeah, I prefer the Ambassadors of Death to the Doctor and the Silurians, which is probably a controversial opinion, but it's my opinion. But it's now a year after 2019, so I'm going to get killed now, but that's the way it is. But yeah, I do enjoy it, but it does have issues with different writers working on it at different times, and pacing is an issue, but I've heard YouTubers say that the pacing's a big issue. I didn't really have that, I just felt like they do go to this one room all the time, but I don't know. It's not too bad. Inferno. I don't know which one I prefer out of Series 7. I'm going to have to watch Spearhead and Inferno again, but this is a 10 out of 10 to be fair. It's amazing. And Series 7 overall is highly rated. I give this series as a whole now a 9 out of 10. Because I give Spearhead a 10, Silurians 8, Ambassadors 9, Inferno a 10. So we've got all 4 that are above 8s. That is good for a series of Doctor Who. Yeah, amazing though. All these stories I would give a rewatch, which is always says something for me, because there's a lot of stories actually, especially later, that I just wouldn't watch again. So yeah, if I want to watch stories again, they're probably 8s above. Terror of the Autons, 9 out of 10. It's brilliant. The introduction to Jo Grant, the Master played by Roger Delgado. The Autons are back. The sequel to Spearhead from Space, you might say. And I give it a 9 out of 10. It's very good. I enjoy it. But I do prefer Spearhead to it, though. But it's still a 9 out of 10. And these 5 really are really good. Then there's now, unfortunately, 4 in a row that I haven't watched yet. So I can't really say anything about them. But we have The Mind of Evil, The Claws of Axos, Colony in Space, and The Daemons. So all of them I need to watch. Then we have Day of the Daleks. I have watched. It's a 5 out of 10. It's average. I don't enjoy it much at all. The Pertwee Dalek stories, apart from Planet of the Daleks, I don't like. Death and Day of the Daleks, I think, are shit, really. The Sea Devils. I haven't even watched it yet. The Three Doctors is a 9 out of 10 classic. Carnival of Monsters I haven't watched. Frontier in Space I haven't watched. Planet of the Daleks I give a 9 out of 10. Good. Green Death I haven't watched yet. The Time Warrior I have watched is a 9 out of 10. It's very good. So the two I have watched that I bought most recently, well, I didn't even buy the Ambassador of Death recently. Well, I did buy it recently. See, the Ambassador of Death and the Time Warrior, watched them. They're both 9s, so two that I've watched are actually decent. So yeah, that's always nice to see. Then we have Death of the Daleks, which I rate a 5 again. Now, the Fourth Doctor, I've only watched 3 of his stories, so that's always good. I've watched this one, actually, to be fair. So, Robot, 8 out of 10. The Ark in Space, I haven't watched. Some Tyrant Experiment, I haven't watched. Genesis of the Daleks, I rate a 9.5 out of 10. Terror of the Zygons, I haven't watched. Planet of Evil, haven't watched. The Brain of Morbius, I haven't watched. The Seed of Doom, guess it, I haven't watched that either. Robots of Death, I have watched. It's a 9.5 out of 10 again. Hot Water Fan Rock, I've watched episode 1, and that's good. Then we have some other ones down here, actually. I've got one more. Destiny of the Daleks, 1 out of 10. I'm running out of space now, so I've had to move these two. I just show these ones off now, because Peter Davison isn't it. So we've got Warriors of the Deep and The Awakening. I've taken these off my normal shelves, because I don't want them on there. This is basically Anna because I run out of space, and when I do buy my other 4, I'm going to start putting some more on that shelf right there. I've got the new Who's at the moment, but I might move that one there, I don't know. But anyway, we have Earthshock, which is very good, 8 out of 10. The Five Doctors is an 8 out of 10. Resurrection of the Daleks, an 8 out of 10. And Remembrance of the Daleks is also 8 out of 10. So there's some 8s at the end, which is nice. And that concludes my Doctor Who DVD collection. I've tried not to make it too long because, I don't know, it gets boring after a while, me talking the same. But yeah, that is my DVD collection. As you can see, it has expanded, especially Jon Pertwee era and the Tom Baker era. And there's not a huge amount left that I want to get, really. But there we go, that is my DVD collection then. I will see you maybe soon, I don't know, when I have time. But I'm doing GCSEs currently. And I'm in year 11, I've got like 5 months to go. So yeah, I'm not going to have much time, but I just thought I'd do this now because I can. So yeah, that has been my Doctor Who DVD collection for January 2020. I will see you again soon for more stuff here on Doctor Who Productions.